Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose, and these are going to be general readings. If it doesn't resonate with you, sorry, wasn't your week. And also, if you'd like a personal reading, I do those as well, and you can contact me for one of those. The cards are very thoroughly pre-shuffled and prayed over. So let's get to it. We'll start with the Oracle Mystical Moments to give us an idea of where we're going. So we need a message for Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know? What does Sagittarius need to know? One more card for Sagittarius. Okay, while you're getting one card today, let's see this clear. You have Moon Dance. You have these messages that are not being sent. You have things you want to say that you're not saying. You're walking a tightrope, a high rise. It's dark. There's a little bit of danger that surrounds you. But you have this moon that you're holding on to. It's sort of a safety thing. It's a light in the darkness. It's not a strong light, it's a dim light. So your situation looks a little precarious right now. But it is, you've been through a long, dark night. You're halfway through, but I do see dawn on the horizon. And these three little birds singing every little thing's gonna be all right. But you're in the middle of a dark and difficult moment. Dawn is coming. These three birds lie in front of you, or are perched. They're perched in front of you, and you're halfway through the night. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see about the rest of this. Again, these are pre-shuffled, and I do pray over them. So I'm going to do a little shuffling here. I don't take reversals. And up. Okay. Oh, I don't know what to do with these ones. That wasn't supposed to happen, but I feel like this message may be more generously coming towards us with this deck. We have Judgment. We have a rebirth. That's divinely appointed and long awaited. So, and we also have internal mental anguish. So I think both of those, we have this rebirth coming in the future. It's time for a resurrection, the dawn that we're headed towards. So I put them like this. We have this dark mental anguish with the dawn behind us that we're not quite seeing. We have this precarious journey with a little bit of hope, but dawn on the horizon, and then we have this resurrection. We have this new life coming towards us. So, but I put it in the middle because we are in the middle between this. We're in the middle of the night. Okay, now for the body of the reading. This is your past. This is your present. This is your internal, this is what blocks you, this is your external landscape, this is your to-do list, and this is your outcome. It's a fascinating reading, Sagittarius. So in your past, your recent past, you have decided to move on. You're still very close to the shore that you've decided to move on. We have a tree hanging over it. But here we have a far shore, and there's sunshine on that far shore. We're bringing our wounded with us. We will be attending to them on the new shore. So both of these cards, for one, have like similar colorings to them, and they both speak of a journey to a better place. And this is and they both speak of a slow, precarious journey. So this is a very precarious, slow journey. We're going to go one oar stroke at a time. There's only one of us on this ship moving it forward. But the decision has been made. We're packed up and we're moving. We're still very close to the first shore. So that's in your recent past. In your present, we have this armful of cups, this overflowing of emotion. We're bringing these cups to someone, to a party, to a table set. There's 6 cups. We're having a difficult time holding on to these emotions, and but there's a happiness here. There's a dance here. We're dancing. We have these cups. They're spilling over. They're watering some of these potted plants near us. It's in a controlled environment, sort of. You know, in the traditional deck, it's a square, the town square that you're at. And this is sort of a similar vibe. I sense this restaurant right off here, and she's a waitress, but she's doing a little dance with her waitressing. Look at her steps. She's not just plodding forward. There's a dance to it, and there's some sort of joy with this. But it's overflowing. The emotions are overflowing and a little bit difficult to manage. But again, we get the sense of we are heading forward. We're moving forward. We're moving in this direction towards this rebirth situation. Internally, we have the devil. Now, in this deck, so the devil sounds very scary, but in this deck, it means a passion thing. A passion that's pulling on our heartstrings. That's sort of pulling us and causing us to do things that maybe we wouldn't normally do. And we have a string in this one too. So we have these strings. This is a deep passion, and maybe sometimes with passions, we're not always like the ones in charge of how we feel about things. So there's this depth of feeling and this passion that we're not necessarily in control of, but it is moving us forward. And that's internally what's happening is you're experiencing this passion, and we have this fire. We have the candles, and then we have the fire on his mind. And it can be a little bit being bedeviled. It can be a little bit obsessive. And sometimes our obsessions, you know, we need help with them, but we don't always get to choose them. So this is maybe an obsession situation that you're having within right now. And it can be read as a little bit lighter, as just passion that's drawing you towards something and you're not 100% sure why. There's an instinctual passion. Then it can also be a bedevilment, an obsessive vibe going internally. What's blocking you is this submission to pain. We have the 3 of Swords, and deeply painful situation. In fact, I find it funny because this isn't the only reading that both of these have shown up in. You're leaving a deeply painful situation, but it looks like you haven't left it entirely. And that's what I'm seeing here too, is you're on the shore still. So you've been stabbed in the back, or maybe you did the stabbing in the back, and you've submitted to the pain. I think you might be a little bit too much in the pain, wallowing in the pain, maybe obsessed with the pain. This is what's blocking the situation from moving forward. So I think it's a message that you need to let go of this pain. You're holding the sword, you're submitting to it. Or maybe let go of a need to hurt or harm someone, which both of these things can happen simultaneously. When someone hurts us, we want to harm them back, of course. So not all the time, but so there's a deeply painful situation that's got too much of a hold on you, and it's holding you back. Externally, you are in this 2 of Wands energy. In this card, this is a deeply passionate, sort of unsettled energy where you're ready for battle. There's a battle readiness going on. This has a lot of there's like a deep love here, and also this battle weariness. So in your environment, people are ready to fight. They're ready to go. There's no speaking here. We're not talking. We're ready for action, but we're not talking about it anymore. So that's your environment. I'm gonna look that up because This one reads so differently than other decks. Other decks would be more like a difficulty following your intuition. Intuition not being clearly presented to you. So complicated, this is a complicated situation. Accumulation of desires could cause rivalry and cause two opposing forces to arise, such as rebelling against limitations imposed by a third party. Okay, Three of Swords is sometimes referred to as a third party situation. I don't see it that way necessarily, because we don't need to borrow trouble where there wasn't any. I mean, as far as like imagining someone's cheating on you or something like that, like this card can bring not only regrets with it, but also radical changes, surprises, and unexpected events. So this is a bandit waiting in the woods, and he's ready to fight and ready to go. So there's not a lot of talking going on. Is a passionate, unsettled energy here. So be careful of that environment. It looks like internally and externally you're in this passionate situation where you're experiencing a lot of passions within, and there's a deeply passionate, unsettled thing going on without. And then in your to-do list is taking these passions and hanging out with them. This is the Hanged Man. So you are sort of marinating in sort of a cesspool. There's like a storm going on around you, and this wants you to ground in your emotions, open that third eye, the sort of intuition, really work on opening that up, because it's dark and you're mired in something and you're sort of stuck somewhere, you're halfway there. And it's just saying, like, actually hang out in this moment a little bit. Let the transformation happen internally for a while. Take some time out. I mean, it's a storm. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? The whole situation around you is really volatile. And this is a very volatile card. So it's a very volatile situation all around you. So why not sit here and open some things, understand some things, gather your information, and look around you, look at the city around you. Try to see by this dim light. I was thinking about the third eye as being like a black light. The rest of our chakras are like more light that we understand and see, and yes, that's that color, but the third eye to me is more of a black light of like looking at things that don't necessarily show up in regular light. And so I think a little bit of this balloon light too, this moonlight here is we need to see more, see with a more not with our eyes, but with our intuition, the situation that we're in, and allow ourselves to change internally. And then where we're going, Sagittarius, is beautiful. We had this whole journey sort of mapped out with us with these beginning cards of this resurrection, of this long-awaited resurrection. And here we are having the Two of Cups, this emotional meeting of the minds and the hearts, the touching of each other's hearts, this deeply emotional communication and a deep love. So you're leaving this incredibly painful situation. We have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Swords that you've left. You're having this really emotional, overwhelming journey, leaving pain behind. The volatile situation is around you. So the Hanged Man is still in your, so I feel like the energy in these two cards is very similar. Like she's halfway there, and he's not accomplished anything. He's not anywhere right now. He's hanging out. He's halfway there. So the Hanged Man is in your advice column. So I'm gonna go ahead and read that. This is the time to slow down and to understand from a new perspective what to think more about or what to sacrifice with the aim of attaining profound changes. And so that's what it's asking you to do. Here's a possible outcome, is this gorgeous meeting of the minds. And this doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It could be a work project that just really meets your emotional needs or something like that. But honestly, it looks very romantic to me, this sharing the light behind them. I like how the light is behind this angel and the light is behind. So to me, that really speaks of a divinely appointed situation or a fate, a beautiful destiny, this sharing of the emotions, this touching each other's hearts. This is so beautiful. So, all right, Sagittarius, well, I hope you enjoy that journey. Know that there's more ahead and there's some really beautiful new beginnings ahead for you. So have a great day. Oh, also like, subscribe, and comment, because that helps me know that my new little baby channel is growing a little bit by bit, and it also helps other people find the channel too. So thank you.